Hey beautiful traders, how's it going guys? I'm back on your screen. My name is Desmond Samuel, and guys, I know I've been away for a while now. I just had to allow the market to just chill because I've actually come to realize that over time, the month of August has pretty much always been when you have the lowest volatility in the market. That is to say, the market just starts to thin, and the reason is according to the market movers. So most of the people who contribute significantly to the market volatility actually tend to go on holiday, right? So they take vacation. So they go on vacations at least from early August to somewhat maybe second or third week of August, and then slowly things start to kick in. All right, so that was exactly what has happened, and I had to actually take out time to focus on other things, other aspects of my life. All right, so that's just what I've been doing. That's what I've been up to. I've been studying a lot because I got my exams coming up actually, so I've been studying a lot. I've got several things coming up, so that pretty much kept me occupied. And yep, so whilst I was waiting for the market to just find its own bearing, because it never really gave me or gave us a proper direction. You guys know me, I like clarity. Anything I'm doing, I like clarity. Are we going to A, or are we going to B? Are we going up? Are we coming down? That is exactly what I like to see in the market. I'm not really a big fan of trying to predict the wildest moves in the market. I don't really need all that. Yeah, I need a clear direction. What is the pair doing? Are we actually going bullish, or are we actually going bearish? These are the things I need to see in the market. So whenever I open my laptop, the first thing I do is look at the direction. Okay, look at direction. What direction are we actually headed? Are we headed south, or are we headed north? And for me personally, all those things, there are certain things that have to be checked. So for me personally, there are certain conditions that have to be made before I actually go ahead and then do anything, be it call out trades or be it even execute any trades. I must see certain things in the market before I actually hop on the chart and start doing some chart work. So for me, yep, so when seasons like this come, I kind of like shift my attention a bit to other aspects of my life, so because your goal as a businessman or as a business, let me shift back a bit so you guys can see my beautiful wristwatch, by the way. So your goal as such a fine boy, man. So your goal as a trader woman, trader guy, is to grow. You have to grow holistically, right? You don't grow in one aspect of your life at the detriment of the other. You get me? You have to grow all together. So that's the whole counsel of God, is that you must grow holistically. All right. So I'm a Christian. I believe in tremendous all-round growth, not just finances or not just the mental aspect of growth. You get me? So yep, so I had to actually take out time to focus on other things that I was doing. And then I promise you guys that I actually speak to you guys about the Alpha Capital whole process. Yep, so I actually didn't get paid out. You know how it is with these guys, yeah. So I just don't want to go deep into that. But yeah, I actually had a live session with my community members on Telegram. Then I explained the whole reason as to why that didn't happen. And I was actually supposed to drop the video, but I had the live session with them, so I just explained the whole process to them. So that's just what happens. So next time, so if you actually want to go get a property firm, right now the only one I can vouch for is, because I'm not really well, I'm just trying to keep my words very brief about these guys, because I've never really been a big fan of these people as much. So but if you're actually gonna go and get a proprietary firm, there are certain things you need to look out for. And as it stands right now, the only platform I can actually vouch for is FTMO. All right, so I haven't really tested or any other proprietary firm apart from Alpha Capital. So if you're gonna get a proprietary firm, my humble advice for you would be to go for FTMO. So before you actually get a proprietary firm account, there are certain things that you need to look out for, okay? And I'll be dropping a video soon on that, so make sure that you stay subscribed, then turn on the bell icon as you do so. All right, so now right now I've got like several stuff going on in the market. I have been noticing some volatility and stuff, so I just thought to put on the camera and come first of all to show you guys how handsome I am, and then show you guys some chart work. All right, so once again guys, my name is Desmond Samuel. I've got 3.5 years worth of trading experience under my belt, and So my business on this channel is to document my process to how I'm gonna become a very wealthy trader, and I'm happy to take you guys on this journey with me. And I'm so happy that you guys have been patient with me so far. You guys have seen me grow from 2021 all the way to this point in my life, and I'm absolutely grateful to you guys for actually being patient enough. All right, giving me the chance to grow despite the really I mean, my older videos were not as good as these ones I'm making these days. All right, because I actually made some money and I was able to afford some equipment I made money from trading, and I was able to afford some equipment like a proper phone. Like, so this is an iPhone actually. So this is an iPhone. I've got like, tripod, I've got lights, I've got things. So all this came from Forex trading, yeah. So, I believe that in due season, in due time, I actually get to tell you guys my story, because I honestly have a lot to share to you guys, especially those of you guys who are actually doing this alone. Because I feel like there are a lot of people there that are stepping into my shoes, or you're actually in my shoes, that or the shoes that I was in before. That this is practically like all you have. All right, so you just God, education, and this. All right, so you just go to school and this that you have. So been there before, and I'll drop a video on how you guys can actually maneuver your way. All right, so that you don't necessarily short sell yourself, or you don't necessarily, like I said earlier, excel in one aspect of your life at the detriment of the other. Believe me, take it from someone who has actually been exposed to certain harsh conditions in life. I would honestly be I'm honestly interested in sharing my story with you guys one day. All right, because I wasn't always like this, man. I came from, you know, I actually came from a good home, came from a pretty stable home, middle income home. However, things happen, you know, so God had to take me on a very dicey journey, and so far so good. This is how it's going. So I'm glad that you guys are here to, you know, witness the unveiling of a champion. All right, so I hope that you guys stay true to the end, because I'll be jumping into my chat real quick. But before I do so, guys, just do me a favor. Like, guys, we are literally way past 2,000 subscribers, so just help me subscribe to the channel, and then turn on the bell icon as I look to edge towards 3K. Guys, I cannot do this without you guys. If not for your help, I wouldn't have gotten all the way from 0 subscribers all the way to this point in my life where I have 2K plus. All right, so you guys have pushed me this far, and just complete the journey for me and hit 3K. All right, so how you're gonna do that is by subscribing, then turning on the bell icon, and then also you leave a like so that YouTube can push this video to as many people as possible on this platform, and then also share the video to as many, you know, traders as yourself that you know that will actually love to benefit from this. You understand? All right, so I think I've yapped enough. You guys always so pressure me, man, and I love you guys so much. So I think I've yapped enough. So I'm just gonna head to the chat now and then show you guys real stuff. So please, one of the things about my kind of videos is that you need to always re-watch the videos so you can actually get the levels and the POIs properly. You get me? So rewatch the video, okay? Always rewatch the video. So alright, so without any further ado, let's see how things are going. I got GBPUSD, I got EURUSD, I got the S&P 500. Those are the pairs I'm actually focused on the moment. So let's see what we can actually make of, you know, the coming weeks, because now volatility is starting to kick back into the market bit by bit. So volatility always returns from towards the latter part of August. All right, so then straight down to, you know, early December. So we got like roughly, so we got September, October, November. So roughly 4 months, all right, to make some money from the market. So let's see what we can do. All right, are you done? All right, let's go. All right, traders. So yep, we are onto my screen now. So this is exactly how things stand. We got the S&P 500 first on my list. So remember, guys, I said to you guys that my prime target for the S&P 500 was actually 6,700 basis points. Yep. So we're actually en route. So we actually did pull back into. So we did pull back into this demand level at 6,200 basis point, like so. So this was where I actually highlighted for you guys the last time, and this was exactly where the market pulled back into, and then now bolted through the roof from there. So I didn't exactly pay attention to this market because I was actually busy doing a lot of things, so I actually missed this trade. But if you actually had the opportunity, so it was very simple. It was a very simple thing. So this was like a rally, and then we kind of like bottomed out at this point here, creating a very
dicey demand level from here. So when the market pulled back in there, I think this was also where a lot of people actually went long. So it was a very seamless trade. It looked like it was a very seamless trade, although I didn't actually catch this trade because I was busy with a lot of things. Like I said in the intro. So this was more or less where to take the profit. As I always say to you guys, yeah, the whenever you're in a buy trade or a sell trade, you must always target the recent high or the recent low for your exit point. You get me? Or your partial exit points. So don't worry, these things will be taught in depth in the mentorship program. Okay, that's why you need to save up your fees so that you don't miss out. At least start 2026 on a very solid note. You get me? So now so yep, it was a very simple. It looked like it was a very simple trade. So maybe a 4 hour engulfing candle somewhere around here. Since this pullback is very linear, and you guys know that we have certain kinds of pullbacks. We have the one that flags, and then we have the one that falls out of the sky. Typically, what you most likely find with the JPY pairs. All right. So in this case here, the market just fell through, and then fell off, and then came right into 6,220 basis points right around this demand, and then we just bolted through from there. So now moving into the coming weeks, what am I actually looking out for? You guys know, man. I like to see now that we have a clear direction. This is a pair that has a clear direction. Um I will not hesitate to actually let you guys know where I'm going and where I stand in the market. You get me? So now for those of you guys who are a bit older, I'm a very young person, so, so I'm sorry for using the language wagwan. You get me? So what I meant was I'll actually be a lot more active on here to show you people what exactly is happening in the market per time per season, especially with the pairs that are actually starting to give us clear direction now. So as things stand here, this is the daily time frame, like so. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and then look out for another possible pullback place for us to actually buy the S&P 500 from. And as you guys know, the S&P always has a bullish sentiment, and if you ever have this guy giving you any sort of bearish play, you need to know that that's only a pullback. You get me? So these are the levels I'm actually looking at for the moment, because how you actually know how the market is going to pull back in the next couple of trades is to study the past kind of pullbacks. So the way the market pulled back in the past most likely give you a clue on how the market will most likely pull back in the future. So as things stand here, this is exactly how things look. Yep, so we had pretty much from I think this was April or February, March, there about that tariff period. So from there on, when this market actually broke out of this counter trend, like so,
It's 23 hours.
shut up. So when the market actually broke out of this counter trend, like so, we've actually been printing series of demand level plays. All right, so we barely ever did that break and retest. It was more or less demand level plays all through. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. So if you actually look closely, that was exactly what happened here again. Happened here, okay. And even when we actually broke out of this range, like so, if you look left, you can see that most of these pullbacks happen around a demand level. So that's how you actually know how the market will most likely act in the coming weeks. So as things stand, I can actually spot. So this is a swing low to swing high. All right. So and you guys know that the market must also fulfill certain criteria if it is actually intending to move in the upward trajectory. And in this case, it has to give us a series of higher highs and higher lows. So scaling down to the 4 hour time frame, this is exactly how things look. Now that I've actually identified a potential pullback point on a daily time frame, what I simply do is come and then adjust these levels properly to match up nicely with my Fibonacci tool. By the way, guys, Fibonacci will be taught in depth, okay, in the mentorship program. So this is it. So this is where I'm actually looking at the S&P to pull back into. I know you're pretty much skeptical and asking, oh, why did I omit all these levels on here and then come all the way down here, guys? You need to understand that have been doing this for a while now, and I can tell you this for free. The markets most likely, you see the way he moved, he actually respected demand levels. So this is more or less going to be a demand level play all through for the S&P 500. You get me? So that's I actually know how the market will pull back. So enough of this yap. So I can actually see a base point somewhere around here. Let's see what that looks like on a daily time frame. Now, by the way, guys, for those of you guys who are actually wondering how I actually do this, it's a very simple approach. All right, so it's called top down analysis, where I actually go from the top all the way to the bottom. Now I'm not actually doing this because I've been on S&P for a while. You remember, guys, we called S&P cells from here, like so. Then we actually wrote this guy all the way up. So for me, I'm actually very focused on my next level target, which is at 6,700 basis points. So all I have to see is a pullback into 6,003 50 there about somewhere around here, like so, then give me a beautiful 4 hour engulfing candle. So like I said, the way the market pull back initially, yeah, should give you a clue on how the market most likely pull back. And as you can see here, we just drop out of sky most times, so do not be surprised to see the S&P just deep from there all the way to 6,300 basis points somewhere around here, like so. So once it comes here, so it will be very simple, provided that the market actually pulls back into that 6,300 points, like so. So this would be a very decent entry point for us to ride this guy all the way through to the roof. My long-term target remains 6,700 basis points, and I'm still keen on that. You get me, boy. However, you also need to understand that the market will not just blow through in a linear format. You're gonna get waves. You see, we're actually, whether or not this market moved in a wavy or linear pattern, the objective was to get all the way to 6,130 basis point, and I actually did that. You get me? So now it's one thing for you to understand the target, is a different thing entirely for you to understand price action. So price action literally means how the market moves. Okay, so that in that case here, we should actually give you a clue, because I'm actually holding on to see how the market pulls back into 6,300 basis points somewhere around here, like so. Then I actually go long. So my stops, so it will look a bit like so, and this is why I like the 4 hour time frame, because it kind of like reduces the noise. I'm not really a big fan of seeing multiple candlesticks as much. And please, in the event that you're not able to say or state what exactly categorically what the market wants to do, I always say to you guys, man, do not be ashamed to go one time frame higher. You see, it's a lot clearer on the daily time frame. So let me see how I can connect to trend line and see if we have something going on here, like so. So we have the first touch, like so, first touch on here, second touch here. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right, so pretty much still bullish. So that is a trend line I'm actually choosing to work with. So this first touch here, I actually had to draw that properly. So this is first touch, second touch. So far so good. The market seems to be respecting every single thing that points to bullish by giving us series of high highs and high lows and respecting the trend line. All right. So in the next couple of weeks, I should be seeing the S&P dip towards this point, like so. So this is the point I actually want to be buying the S&P from. All right. So once I knock a trade entry from here, my take profit to be at 6,700 basis points, and then my stops will be below structure, and then that's that for S&P. And you guys know that whatever thing happens on S&P most likely happens on US 30 and then the Nasdaq. All right, so these are the things that you need to actually watch out for, because to better trade the US 30 and Nasdaq, you need to mirror the S&P 500, because this is like the I was about to say divide the X. Guys, I've been studying for my exams, man. So this is more or less the dollar index of the rest of the currency pairs, if you actually get my vibe. So that's that about that. So crude oil is actually back in a downtrend. I'm not gonna talk too much on crude oil, because I'm actually choosing to allow this guy, find his berry. You guys were laughing at me when I actually spoke to you guys. I said that crude oil was actually gonna dip to at least $50 a barrel. Now look at what happened. When the market spiked up here, everybody just comment at me in the comments, blah blah blah. Now look at what's actually happening in the market. But don't worry, guys. When the crude oil is ready, gives me a decent, criteria and decent price, and I'll be back here again to let you guys know what's up. All right, so the next pair on my list now will be the pound sterling. So GBPUSD seems to be the only pair right now that is actually giving me a very very nice tune. It's dancing to my tune. Okay, so because we actually had a very very solid demand level somewhere around these levels, like so. Now remember, I was actually keen on seeing this guy drop all the way down to 1.2700, like so, but that didn't happen. Instead, what the market did was literally come and pull a very smart one on me. So he came on here and then respected the demand level at the daily time frame, like so, which is what I typically love to see. I love to see this kind of price action, but hey, it happens. So I actually missed this trade. I was actually looking to go short, because I thought, that this head and shoulders pattern was going to hold. You see, this is one of the things, you must wait for the market to confirm a chart pattern. The fact that we've broken neckline and we are pulling back doesn't actually validate it unless we do see a bounce off of that neckline. So once I saw the market break above here, I wasn't really interested in shorting this guy anymore. So now as things stand, we've pretty much shifted to the bullish side of things, and as you can see now, we've created a low, we've created another high. So what we need to see moving into in the next couple of weeks is a lower high, what's it called, higher low from here rather. So higher low, so that is the market needs to pull back into 1.34000 like so, and then give us a higher low formation so we can actually bowl this guy through the roof. You need to understand that by the time you're able to, if you're able to understand what trend that the market is actually printing, you are very pretty much in line on en route to making money from the market. But if you don't even have any idea what the trend is, you're just gonna be lost. Okay, so now on the bullish side of things, I favor these guys with upside to the tune of 95% once we see a decent pullback into 1.34000 like so. However, please and please always watch out for its kind of trades, okay? Because what the market is simply doing is just playing around the supply level. That's why the market halted around here. So it doesn't necessarily change the trend. It's just that this is a supply level and it's also around the Fibonacci level as well. So you need to understand that the same way you're buying a pair, all that we have people who are actually shorting that pair. You get me? So you just got to a supply level that has actually reversed price in the past, and the market just simply reacted as I expected it to react. Okay, so now moving into the next week here, what I need to see on the pound sterling is very simple. I need to see us pull back into 1.34. Guys, do not go long on this pair here. Doesn't look like a very beautiful it looks like a trap, like a liquidity trap. All right, so what I would actually prefer to see is market pull back into 1.344, 1.3000 like so, and then as you can see, I have my alert set because I'm actually busy with my exams. So once the market pulls back in there, TradingView sends me an email, I jump in, I ride this guy all the way through the roof. All right, so my long-term target for the pound sterling will be from from 1.3915 all the way to 1.37897. So that's roughly 400 pips. But remember, we have space to the upside, so we have roughly 800 pips to the upside. So we've got three level targets. First level target being the 1.35897, second being the 1.37897, and then the last one being the 1.42384. This is looking like the market wants to reverse totally. So guys, be sure to stay active because I'll be here. We are knocking out lots of trades this quarter, man. Lots of trades this quarter and the next quarter. Before 2026, guys, we need to make serious amount of money, guys. You get me? So, yep. So the next pair now should be the euro dollar. So the euro dollar also has a similar printout. So let me see what's happening on the euro real quick. I guess is it? I think this is the euro. All right, so those are I'm just here to show you guys the pairs that actually have the best possible setup for us. So again, similar I'll play with the euro USD as you can see like so. So the market is actually in terms of clearest structure, the pound sterling has it for me, but notwithstanding, the market is actually giving us a series of higher highs and higher lows like so. So what the market simply did was come into a demand level around here like so, then both out nicely. So as you can see, on its way up, it has actually given you clues as to where it will most likely pull back into, because if you study the past kind of pullbacks, you see that this is coming not back into this level at 1.15528. So what I simply need to do is very simple, like so. I allow this what I simply need to do is very simple. So I allow the market pull back into 1.15400 like so, all this trend line, because this is also starting to line up nicely with the Fibonacci play. You guys know me, I do nothing without my Fibonacci tool, man. So once we see a decent pullback into 1.15400, first level target to be 1.17348, and then last one will be 1.18296. As you see the dollar begin to lose momentum, lose steam, and then begin to chill and lose buying pressure. So what we are actually seeing here is a potential 700 people rise to the upside for the euro dollar in a nutshell. So that's just that about that. I believe I've covered every relevant pair as it stands now. AUD does not really have the clearest structure for me right now, so I'm not really enticed about that, but this is how things look. So I am not really enticed about the AUD. This is a day bearish engulfing candles. You guys know that this pair has been in the range for the longest time, and that's always my challenge with the AUD. It doesn't always give us the clearest. So let's see USCHF. Yeah, so USCHF. Remember guys, we were actually shorting this guy to the downside, as you can see, like so. Actually had a very beautiful year shorting this guy right all the way from here. All right, so as things stand here, we're actually gonna head to come into so that pullback literally made us blow through this level at what 0.80357. So now we are actually starting to see a lower high from here. a lower high from this level here. So what the market simply did was actually come into supply levels, like so. So now what I simply need to do, since we have a lower high from here, we just see this market break back down below 0.80400. Once we see a beautiful break back down below here, like so, guys, we're actually knocking. Remember, we have space to the downside, guys. We have enough space on USDCHF. We got over what's it called, over 800 pips. All right, so similar things was happening with the pound sterling. We got space to the downside. You guys know your biggest advantage in the market is space. You really want to trade into an open space. All right, so a break back down below 0.8500, like so, will be 0.80400 rather. I beg your pardon. So once I see a clear break, so you're gonna look something like this. So break back down below, pull back into this nicely, then we collapse properly. You get me? So I let the market go, give you that drop, pull back nicely into 0.80400. So when the market is just about to move, this is where you actually want to lock in, and jump on the trade, because this was where the market actually came into, in the recent time. All right, so the first level target for USD will be here, this bottom here, like so. Okay, so that's just that about that. Provided I actually break back down below here, I have no reason shorting this guy to the. I have no reason as to why I will not short this guy to the downside. It looks like a pretty decent trade. All right, all things being equal, we got like potential 150 pips to the downside, as you can see, like so. So that's just that about that, guys. Yep, I guess I've covered all the necessary pairs that actually have potential to actually pay us for the rest of the year. Okay, so these are the pairs we're focusing on at the moment. So we got the pound sterling, we got the euro dollar, we got the USDCHF. Okay, all these pairs. So these are and then the S&P 500. These are the pairs that actually have what it takes to pay us for the rest of the year. You really do not want to mess up your year trading all these dead pairs. All right, so you want to focus on the ones that have enough volatility and liquidity to pay you well. So if you've been losing money from Q1, this is the chance to actually recoup all the money you've wasted in the market. You get me? So that's just that about that. And I believe I've covered every single pair that is necessary to your advantage.
Okay, beautiful traders. So thank you so much for staying true to the end, guys. Once again, guys, my name is Desmond Samuel, and those are the pairs I'm actually looking at the moment. So as I always, advise you guys, please apply proper risk management. My course will be dropping. So we are actually kind of migrating from from our older platform to a new platform. So I'll be dropping my course again. And guys, I'm just about to bump up the fee, as I always said. So this is the right time for you to actually position yourself. So if you're the kind of person who actually like to enroll for the mentorship program, guys, you need to budget the actual fee is $250. So I'm gonna bump up that because we're actually migrating to a better platform that better serve you guys. All right, so the course videos will be recorded again, and then you get a better platform for better service, and then because it is my best interest to give you guys seamless learning experience. So this is exactly what I stand for. All right, education first, man. So I just thought to myself, you guys have helped me a lot. You guys have really supported me, and then you guys can actually enjoy your process of learning. And then also please share the word. Okay, give the word out there that Desmond Samuel is releasing his course for those of you guys who are actually ready to actually take things serious, guys. We have like 4 quarters in the year, so this will pretty much edging in Q4, edging towards Q4, and Q4 is literally always a wrap. So if you didn't start the year well in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 is always when you really want to hit the nail on the head. Okay, and that's why I'm actually dropping this course, so that you guys can actually do that at the right time. So because literally it's gonna be a very, very seamless process. Yeah, I what's the word? I actually sift out the waste and then give you guys what actually works. All right, so I give you guys because I like a very pragmatic approach to doing business and doing things in life. So I give you guys exactly the blueprint that has brought me this far, that has brought every other trader that I've mentored this far, guys. I literally have doctors all the way from Sydney, Australia. I've got people from Russia. I've got people all over the world coming to testify that this course has really helped them and has actually opened their eyes. So you gonna be the next person testifying. All right, so for you to do that, go ahead and save your money, because I'm actually gonna drop my course very soon. All right, so it will cost you $250 actually, because it's mad. Okay, it's mad actually. Believe me when I say it's mad, but the message of God is mad, because I'm teaching you guys a lot of things, cryptocurrency as well. So yep, so that when the market does its thing like it did, you will not lack money making opportunities. You get me? Because you really want to be able to dissect any market and trade anything, be it baby futures, be it the risk synthetics, be it forex market, be it the stock market, anything at all that as far as it moves and it has candlesticks, you're gonna be able to trade with this mentorship program. All right, so enough about that. So I'll see you guys in my next video. For now, guys, trade safe, apply proper risk management. And I said earlier, like I said, you come back and watch this video so you get proper in-depth knowledge and understanding of everything I've said so far. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next videos. For now, take it easy and peace out.